On this video, I'm showing you how I used VFX and tube lights to create a DIY portal to hell in my newest short film, Into Oblivion. And that starts right now. Hey guys, Ryan here with Camp Films. Thank you so much for being here today. Over the past few weeks, I've had the privilege of working with NANLITE to create some content for the channel, using some of their awesome tube lights to create some special effects. And I was also tasked with creating a short film using the lights. So I put together a little horror short film called Into Oblivion to help demonstrate some of the things you can do with the NANLITE Pavo tubes in regards to creating special effects in your films and videos. So I thought on today's video, I would not only go over some behind the scenes stuff that we did, but also show you guys the process that I went through to achieve my portal to oblivion that you can see in the film. And if you haven't watched the film yet, be sure to go check it out first before you watch this and then come back here. I was inspired by a lot of different things on the way to creating Into Oblivion. What first kicked off the idea was I saw a painting of a man walking into a red portal in the woods. And that immediately made me think of one of my favorite video games of all time, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. If you're familiar with the game, you know that these portals to hell pop up all over the world and you're tasked with going inside and destroying them. And some of you 90s kids like myself may notice a few references to Stephen King's The Stand in the short film as well, mainly the song sang by Larry Underwood in the miniseries for TV, and the famous line from the Trash Can Man character, "My life for you." So I kind of threw all of those ideas into a blender and mixed them up, and I came up with Into Oblivion. But first, before we head over to the computer and show you guys how I created these portals to hell, it's time to pay some bills. FrameSet is a curated visual database where you can search thousands of existing shots from films, commercials, music videos, and more. I find that it's the perfect resource for when I'm building a pitch deck, working on a mood board, or a visual treatment for my next project. And its beautiful images provide me tons of inspiration when I'm thinking about shots for my films. It's great for helping me communicate tone and mood to collaborators, or if I'm just trying to figure out what things look like on my own. It's fast, organized, and honestly, it just helps me get my ideas put together so much quicker when I'm trying to show them to other people. You can check out FrameSet by following the link in the description below, and you'll be helping support this channel in a big way. I really appreciate it. When planning out Into Oblivion, I knew my first order of business was going to be figuring out how to create the portal to hell, or the gate to oblivion, in the woods. Since this was the set piece of the entire film, I knew if I didn't pull this off in a believable fashion, or at least decent fashion, the entire film would be pretty much pointless. So the first thing I started doing was test inside my studio with the NANLITE Pavo tubes, just to see what sort of special effects lighting I could get going on when it came to, creating flickering fire effects on my face and whatnot. I originally tried to pull off the entire close-up shot of me sitting by the fire inside my studio, but I eventually realized that it would look a lot more believable if I actually took the action outdoors, set a real fire in our fire pit outside, and used the NANLITE Pavo tubes to create a more believable fire effect on my face. And later on, when I was face-to-face with the portal to hell when the time came. Now, I knew that I wanted to use the Pavo tubes to create that fire explosion effect on my person as I approached the gate to oblivion, and I originally tried to shoot this scene using the Pavo tubes to cast flickering firelight on the surrounding trees in the forest and on myself as I approached the gate. But even with the magnificent new Magic Mask 2.0 and DaVinci Resolve, which we'll dive into later, I found that I just wasn't able to get a clean enough looking shot of my silhouette in the dark of the woods. So I eventually had to move everything indoors and film this on a green screen. Now, I did grab a clean plate while I was in the woods of the NANLITE Pavo tubes flashing their fire effect on the surrounding trees, and I used them to create sort of the source point, if you will, for the portal where it was shining light on the ground and all that stuff. And then later on, I, of course, used the Magic Mask to place my captured green screen silhouette of myself walking towards the portal, and I just laid that over top of my clean plate that I captured in the woods. The Pavo tubes work flawlessly for this kind of stuff. Using the NANLITE app, you can just go in and select whatever kind of effect you're looking for, whether that's lightning or fire effects or paparazzi camera flashes, whatever it may be. You can select that within the app for each individual light, and of course you can adjust the intensity and the warmth or coolness of the colors as well. It's also great being able to change the speed and duration of these effects as well, so you can change it up when you have things like a campfire, let's say in the beginning of the film, and then you want to have the fire mimic more of a actual huge portal to hell, like later in the film. Once I had captured what I thought were good shots of the forest area clean plate and my silhouette in the garage on the green screen, I brought those into DaVinci Resolve, and I of course had my clean plate on video track 1, and I placed my silhouette track with the green screen on track 2. I then went into the color tab in DaVinci Resolve and placed a Magic Mask on the green screen node within the color tab. If you're not familiar, this is the button that you'll need to click to pull up the AI Magic Mask for whichever video clip you've selected. And if you're going to be doing compositing like this, you're going to need to create an alpha output by right-clicking up here in this top right window. And then you're going to need to connect this blue box to the alpha output. With just a few little clicks, you can select your subject, then toggle the mask overlay to see how everything is looking, and then you can just render it from front to back to mask out your subject. Of course, then you can adjust all of the AI mask settings to refine your mask so that it looks the best it possibly can, getting rid of any harsh edges and blending it overall with the scene. Just be sure to not adjust the Smart Refine slider after you've done your tracking forward and reverse, or you will have to do the tracking again. I think that's the only slider that you can't adjust after the tracking. You need to do that beforehand. And it also helps when you have your composite done that you overlay some sort of color grade over top both clips and try to match them as close as possible when it comes to color, temperature, and film grain. I of course needed some sort of fiery portal to act as my portal to hell, and I didn't create this on my own. I just looked up some stock imagery, stock video clips of, like a fire portal, and I placed that in between my two clips to create the effect of the portal to hell. I then added an overlay of sparks and embers to create the effect that there was fire flying all around in the air. And I then used some blur effects like the prism blur and the fast noise heat wave effect to add some keyframes and create that effect that there was a lot of heat in the area, warping the image and the surrounding view of our character here as this portal to hell is putting off a huge amount of heat. You want the image to be slightly distorted so it conveys that effect. Overall, I'd have to say I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. The AI Magic Mask 2.0 in DaVinci Resolve is an extremely powerful tool. It almost makes it too easy to do compositing like this. And when you combine compositing with crafty lighting techniques with special effects like you can get from the NANLITE Pavo tubes, the possibilities are really just endless for creators like us. If you have a green screen, lights, and editing software as powerful as DaVinci Resolve, really whatever you can dream up, you could probably make a reality. I am no special effects or VFX artist, and this is just me winging it and trying to figure out things as I go. So if I can do this, you can definitely do this. And if there's something I didn't cover in this video that you think I kind of skimmed over or you want a little bit more detail on, please be sure to reach out to me and let me know in the comments. You can see that I answer almost every single comment posted on the channel, and I try to help out people as much as I possibly can. If there's any way that I can help you figure out and get past a brick wall that you're hitting when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'll do everything I can to the best of my ability, even though I don't know as much as I would like to about this kind of stuff. So hope you guys found this video helpful, and just please let me know what you thought in the comments below. And there you have it, guys. That's a little bit of a behind the scenes look at how I created the Oblivion gates in Into Oblivion. Hope you guys found this video beneficial in some way. and maybe it can help you on one of your projects when it comes to compositing and any VFX work you might be getting into. I appreciate you guys sticking with me over the past few weeks. It's been a while since my last video. My computer actually crashed last week and I lost almost everything on it except for stuff that I had on some external drives. So unfortunately had that, but I had to start from scratch when it comes to my YouTube video templates and all that good stuff. So a little bit of a setback, but we're getting back on track and things are looking up and up. Big thanks to our channel members who support this channel on a monthly basis. I really appreciate you guys. If you're interested in becoming a channel member yourself and getting access to exclusive perks and early videos and all that good stuff, just click the join button on the channel header to find out more. I hope you guys found this video beneficial. I am Ryan and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.